What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Soul Asher, aka Asher Bryan, coming at you with a beginner guide for Soul Worker, my favorite game. Welcome to the game. If you are new, if you are a veteran watching this, why are you watching this? You should already know this. But let's go ahead and jump right into it, okay? First step, first tip I can give you is character selection, okay? I have played every character and every class in this game. Currently I have 2 level 50s and I am working on my third passively, which will be Haru. My first character, my first main to hit 55, Erwin. My second, Jin. Again, my third will be Haru. I played Stella and I played Lily. I have not advanced with these two characters as they simply do not fit my playstyle, even though they are awesome characters. So from my experience, I will say that the character ranking list is as follows. The easiest to level from 1 to 55 is Erwin Archlight, and this is because Erwin has the easiest obtainable armor weapons. He has the cheapest armor weapons on the marketplace, and because so, he's going to scale. Not only that, he has range, and he has a lot of mobility, which will allow him to get in and out of skills without draining his stamina bar. Okay, the next on the list after Erwin, from easiest 1 to 55, is going to have to be Haru. Haru has insane damage. However, she does suffer from lack of stamina recovery, and also you need to manage your SF, which is basically your mana. You need to manage your SF very avidly. Okay, so right now we have Erwin, Haru. The next I'm going to say after Haru, it's going to have to be Lily. Lily is pretty balanced with her DPS, but she also gets a healing skill that allows her to regenerate health based upon the enemy's hit and the damage done to the enemy's hit, right? So because of this, Lily has excellent sustain. However, it's not very easy to get armor for her, okay? So the next after Lily, it's going to go Stella. Stella has excellent solo ability once she has the proper gear. Um, she has a really unique playstyle. I would say it kind of seems like a combination of other games that I've played. However, because it's a combination of each and every game that I could probably think of, it is unique to Soul Worker in its own essence. She plays the guitar and pretty much CCs enemies with almost every hit she does. She has a large amount of crowd control. She's really awesome. Her only con is that she's a lolly. Okay, I couldn't play her. After Stella, it's gonna go Jin. Jin has the hardest time before he hits level 30. After Jin hits around level 30, he gets some really awesome skills and he starts to scale extremely hard. Okay. Um, Jin is a late game character. Late game Jin is awesome for PvP and both PvE. Um, he's really just an amazing character. Okay. I would highly recommend Jin if you are willing to make it to endgame. However, keep in mind he is advanced, as is Erwin. Erwin is pretty advanced as well. However, Erwin has an easier early game, so he can be played at beginner levels. Jin, I would not recommend unless you are advanced. So I just hopped on my Haru, and I'm going to show you the next thing that I would want you to focus on, which would be armor, okay? From 1 to 55, the main thing to focus on is XP gain. You want as much experience as possible from your armor, weapons, and setup. Essentially, every piece of your armor should have XP from enemy. Um, these armor pieces can be obtained literally just from soloing dungeons, or I mean, you can get them even in a party. Any dungeon that you do, you're gonna have a chance to drop these gears. And if someone in your party doesn't need it and it drops, they might give it to you. Um, Also, you get more experience while in a party. Currently, I have one experience boost running. It's my experience boost from being level 55 and hitting rank A. Rank A is 40% experience gain. You will not have this unless you have a level 50. However, there will be a party buff that is similar to that once you party up and go into a dungeon with at least one other person. It scales the more people that you are in a party with, right? So, keeping that in mind, you can get XP gain from every piece of your gear except your rings. Your amulet, your earrings. I currently don't have earrings yet. I'm slacking. And your weapon. The weapon is very, very vital to your leveling experience. Okay. This weapon can be obtained from farming Best Showtime, Episode 4 Manic, or it can be bought from the auction house. You would pretty much just want to go to the market, go to Soul Weapon, depending on which class you're playing. You find, I'm playing Harvest, so it's the Soul. Um, and you search for level 16. It's currently 15 mil. If you are brand new to the game, you might not have 15 mil. However, I would advise joining a guild, and your guild might help you out. If that is not an option, you're a solo player or you just want to farm it yourself, then Best Showtime. You want to do Best Showtime for completion anyway, and hopefully during that completion, you'll get that weapon. Okay. So the next thing that I would want to mission is dungeons. And while I'm here at the progression screen, all you have to do is hit L, go to progress. For each level of progress, you get rewards. So it is very vital to make sure that you are getting these rewards when applicable. Okay, I'm currently rushing to max, so I didn't have enough time to do Control Zone 43 for the amount of experience he gave. So I'm just gonna rush this character as I play it to 55. Therefore, I'm not worried about completion. But you probably don't have a 40% experience gain, so it might be applicable for you to go through these beginner dungeons and do as much completion because they give you respawners, they give you metacubes, Gruten coins, which are used at Gruten vendors, which we'll cover later, anti-destructions, and Akashka transmitters. So I'm going to come back to Akashka transmitters after I inform you that when doing dungeons, you want to focus on these yellow quests. Now, once these yellow quests are finished, you want to basically do the highest level dungeon of the area. Currently, I cannot enter this dungeon because I have not done a normal quest. Let's say that I enter all of these dungeons and I am not high enough level to go into this last dungeon, right? What I will do is go back to the next I will go back to the earlier dungeon. So I'm currently on Big Mouth. I'll go back to Junk Pool, which is over here. And I will do the highest level dungeon from Junk Pool, which will be episode 4, Manic. Right now there's an EXP bonus here on Manic. Each dungeon has different rewards or different bonuses per day. And as these reset, they're going to be very key to pay attention to. However, once again, if I am not able to do the current dungeons episode 4 Manic, then I will go back to the previous dungeons episode 4 Manic because episode 4 Manic gives the most experience. Okay. So we've covered experience gain, we've covered progression, we've covered dungeons. The next thing to cover is Akashka card setups. Akasha cards are key and vital to playing this game. Currently, I have transferred cards over from my main. However, how you obtain Akasha cards is through Akasha keys or through Akasha transmitters obtained from doing completion. This is why you want to do 5 levels of completion because each Akasha transmitter you open has a chance to give you some pretty good cards. And these cards are going to be essential to leveling, right? I'm going to open 5. And these will show you the basic cards that you will most likely get. These are not very good cards. However, when you are beginning, you cannot be very picky. Out of this bunch, I would probably use Eye Roller because it regenerates health. For the passives, you want to stay away from cards that are on suffering damage. You want to stay. You want to basically go for the HP cards, HP and damage. After HP and damage, um, stamina, crit damage. These are all essential parts. So currently I have Shade, which gives me crit rate, Megadon, which gives me stamina regeneration, Rita, which is an AoE, Robot Big Hands, which is a larger AoE, and Shadow Dancer, which increases my attack damage. So as you're beginning and you're starting the game, you might not have these cards available. However, these are all essential to in game and early game. Akasha cards are your friends. Uh, Leveling them, if you need help leveling them, go ahead and watch my Akasha guide, and that will teach you everything you need to know about advancing your cards and getting them higher level. However, you only want to level good cards. Okay. So as for a beginner guide, I think that's a very basic guide. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will be happy to help. Okay? Peace and love. See you around, my soul worker friends.